Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Anime King 3. And today I'm gonna be giving you part 10 of What If Naruto Was Betrayed by Hagoromo. Remember to get this one to 200 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out What If Naruto Was Blamed and it changed him over on Anime King guys, and enjoy that. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, and you enjoy the videos, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last spot we left off, as Mito woke up in her mindscape, as she wondered what was going on. The information came rushing back to her like a waterfall. As she remembered, she was using her chains to break through the ice mirrors, but every time they keep on reforming. And she left herself wide open after breaking through another volley, thinking that they were going to escape. Sasuke jumped in front of her and took all the attacks. And she lost it. Yes, that was the last thing she remembered. And now she was in here. As she looked around, as she ended up meeting the Kyuubi. But this was not the ordinary Kyuubi, given that Minato had split the Kyuubi upon their birth. And half of it went inside of Naruto and half went into Mito. Mito was fortunate enough to get the lighter half, which seemed rather compliant and willing to talk as well. But then Naruto appeared in the mindscape. Contact outside to Mito, he was able to come in here. As Mito asked him what is going on, as he told her that he's currently stopping her from killing the girl. As Mito's claw hand was inches away from Haku's throat. As Mito forced herself to snap out of it. As Naruto looked towards the fox. As the both of them spoke, the fox tried to keep a calm demeanor. But he knew. Once Naruto was gone, he was shocked. Beyond shock. As the sage had told him about his other brother. But how was this even possible? The power he felt, it was him. There was no denying that. But he seemed to not remember who he is. But they have to make it stay that way. Because if he ever remembers who he is, this world will surely be doomed. Going back outside as Haku had rushed off to save Zabuza, as Mito told her to help her. Sasuke was okay, he was just unconscious. As Haku think of herself as a broken tool. As she begged him, so Naruto made his way out there. As he simply slapped away Haku and made her head hit the railing as she passed out. As Kakashi was given the opportunity as his hand drive and kill Zabuza. Gato then came on the bridge as Naruto did something really fast that Kakashi did not see after he created a flash from a lightning technique as he had saved Gato, well, for his own reasons, as Naruto ended up destroying a large section of the bridge with a powerful lightning based jutsu. Kakashi just had more to tell the Hokage once they got back home. So once that was over, time passed as Haku woke up, as Mito was there, and she started to talk to her. They had to stay at the Land of Wave for a longer period, seeing that Naruto ended up incinerating a large part of the bridge that was already completed. So with that, large fires had been set in across the perimeter. No one knew who was doing them, but they think that it was just some remaining bandits. But they didn't know that it was Naruto, as he had saved Gato to get the information on the bases, and then he took care of him. As Naruto took whatever Gato had there, money, jewels. It wasn't bad to be too wealthy. As Naruto came across a couple of bandits, something had happened in the past. As Naruto had created a staff that not even Hagoromo could wield. No one could lift it but Naruto. The staff was buried, as years had passed since their fight. The hidden stone was shaking when suddenly something burst to the ground of the Tsuchikage's tower, confusing everyone as it flew away before they could even get a good grasp on what it was. It was already gone. The staff flew directly towards Naruto, who caught it, as he didn't know why, but he felt like he could use his staff to the fullest despite just finding this thing, as he used it against them, and the thing was quite powerful, as he felt it took a bit of his chakra, but the thing magnified the power with intense blasts that surprised him. After that he left, as they ended up leaving the hidden wave, with the bridge being named after Naruto, as Tazuna had owed him. As he arrived at Konoha, Zetsu was currently surveying the area at the hidden wave, as he once again sensed that lingering chakra, and he needed to find the person immediately. As Sarutobi knew that he was going to have a long headache when Kakashi gave him that look, and not to mention Kakashi was looking at him with both eyes. So yeah guys, was basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the little place and check it out for yourself. So let's begin this new episode. A pair of blue eyes open up as they scanned the room that he was in. Before he pulled himself out of bed, he was wearing a shirt. Despite being 12-year-old, going on to 13, he was quite muscular for a kid. As Naruto lifted himself out of the bed entirely, as he yawned. 3 months has passed since their mission to the Hidden Wave. In that time period of 3 months, they have been doing non-stop missions, C ranks, even taking a B rank when they escorted a princess, but there wasn't much actions on that mission. It seems that this time no one, was going to change or intervene in their plans, because they didn't get attacked. In the past 3 months, they have been training. Sarutobi had spoken to them on that day, as seeing that he could not find any particular reason why Naruto was showing these new abilities, and how Naruto was doing them. He had no, chance but to drop it. Not even Naruto knew how he was capable of doing something like that, as Kakashi found the new, situation for him rather useful. Kakashi kept up on his training this time. Now that his eye was not sapping so much chakra, Kakashi could focus and do other things, as he also trained himself while training them as well. Seeing that Naruto kept on mocking him over and over that he was weak, as it got to him, despite him being a grown-up and Naruto being a kid, the kid really got to him. For the past 3 months, as Sarutobi had put Haku on probation, 6 months probation, and his sister had to go and volunteer to be the one to watch over her as a guardian. So at the moment, Haku was currently living with them. So that makes it 2 now, as Naruto felt like he was running a damn orphanage, despite the house being rather large. They chose the room near to his. Haku was right beside his room, despite other rooms being there, and Sasuke was right beside his on the other side, and Mito was across the hall. But why did those two decide to just choose right beside him? Despite not having anything against them, sometimes he just needs his, time alone. Seeing that he's different from most people, and sometimes he went through strange things that people wouldn't consider normal. Just sudden headaches, talking strange words that came to him. He just wanted his time alone, as he picked himself out of the bed fully and got to his feet. Well, at least their team was number 1. When it comes to the team record, their team has completed the most missions for any genin, and the highest successful rate, seeing that they haven't failed a single mission. So at least that was one of the main things. Mito has gotten a lot better with their chains, not to mention Kakashi, seeing the group potential, decided to train them a lot better, as he was focusing on manipulation with their elements. Sasuke worked on his fire, Kakashi even teach him with his lightning, Mito with her wind and water. Naruto didn't want any training from him, which rather set him off most of the time. But he knew better than to pick a fight with Naruto, because when Naruto fought him, he didn't fight in a traditional way. He did some things that, will get you so pissed off that you really want to hurt him. And then he played that he was just a kid act, and it really pissed Kakashi off. So he decided to just leave Naruto. After all, despite him not teaching Naruto a single thing, just helped him with a few pointers here and there and showing him a few things. Like when he spoke of elemental manipulation, Naruto was one of the strongest in the team same way. Not to say the others weren't strong as well, but Naruto was simply above them, as he made his way to go and take a bath. As he stepped out of his room, as he went towards the first bathroom, as he held onto the handle, as the doors were rather soundproof, so he didn't hear the water on as he turned the handle, occupied the voice, as it was Mito, as he stepped back. As he went down the second door, towards the other bathroom, as he did the same thing, occupies another voice, It was Sasuke. As Naruto took a deep breath, this is what he was talking about. It is his house, and yet, he cannot get in the bathroom as quick as possible because he cleared his mind as he continued to walk down the hall. As he opened next door, occupies another voice, as it was Haku. As Naruto backed away from the door, Haku has shown some change over the past 3 months. That was mostly because of Mito. She was still deeply hurt about Zabuza being with him her entire life, but Mito was trying to break her out of that. And Haku thought of herself as a tool mostly for the entire part of her life. So, when they were speaking about the subject, Naruto told her that she can be his tool, forcing Mito to wrap him up in his chains and throw him outside. But Haku took it to heart, and she recently started to call him Naruto-sama, giving him much more respect than anyone else. Well, she considered Mito as a close friend as well. But when Naruto spoke to her, it was like he spoke to her with this authority that she must follow, which was strange. Well, to Sasuke at least. Mito found this rather strange as well, because she didn't want her brother ordering Haku like that, like she was a slave anymore. But Naruto wasn't going to cut it out. After all, they were living in his house. After all, the both of them should be a slave, even the Uchiha. Sasuke was really against that, as he was going to fight back. If Haku wasn't going to fight back, he was going to fight back. As Naruto simply made his way towards the fourth bathroom, as he decided to take a shower, getting dressed as he made his way downstairs, as he saw the three of them at the table, as he had smelled toast. As Naruto made his way, where's the bread, he asked. Oh, sorry, said Mito. It's all finished, she said. I can pick up some more later on. As Naruto's eye twitched, as Sasuke chuckled to himself slightly, making Naruto's head snap towards him. What was that, Uchiha, he asked. Oh, nothing, said Sasuke, as he simply chuckled to himself. Are you okay, Naruto-sama? Asked Haku. I'm just fine, Haku, said Naruto, as he walked off towards the fridge. As Naruto pulled out the empty cylinder. Where's the orange juice, he said. Oh, sorry, big brother. It seems that it's finished as well, said Mito, making Naruto grip the container. As he sighed, as he went and threw it into the bin. Is there anything else in here that you guys have finished already? Well, we do need to restock, said Mito, as she went for a list. As she handed it to Naruto, who simply looked at her and blinked. Oh, and remember to get this kind of milk, okay? The other one I don't really like it, she said, as she smiled at him before walking off. Come on, Haku. As I said, we're going on that girl's day today. Full, enjoying day of the spa. As with that they left the house, leaving Sasuke there, laughing to himself. And what's so funny, Naruto asked. You, Sasuke said, as he started to walk away. This is getting you really pissed off, and I enjoy seeing you squirm. Oh, is that so, said Naruto. What do you say we do a little training today? An arrogant smirk came on Sasuke's face. Well, I don't mind, he said. That was a big mistake. Time skip. Sasuke was on the ground panting for air as he looked up at the sky. You bastard, he said, as he looked over at Naruto was leaned up against a tree, as he did not look worse for wear, as Sasuke had scratches and bruises all over his body, even a small cut on his cheek. He knew he took it a bit too far, and Naruto really pushed things too far in their training today, as he was exhausted. He couldn't even move. His body ached everywhere. Well, it's helping, said Naruto. After all, you're not as worthless as before. As Sasuke simply hissed, as he said nothing, Naruto walked over, as he held out his hand. Over the past 3 months he has been getting, well, learning how to control this silver chakra of his. That is what he called it. Not even the Hokage know that he can do this to this degree. As it was like he completely, a medic had checked over Kakashi's eye. All the nerve endings that were in there that were damaged. And that shouldn't have been able to fix because it was damaged so long. Not even Snazzy could fix it. But on some level, Naruto was able to split the nerves and reattach them, which none of them understood, as the medics had asked him. But he told them that he didn't know himself, and he didn't have time for that, so he simply left. As the medics had went to Sarutobi, as he had to explain to them about Naruto's attitude, and tell them that he really didn't know. Naruto placed a hand on Sasuke's forehead as Sasuke felt the warmth entering his body, as a cut on his cheek also hissed and vanished, as he picked himself up, as his body didn't feel strained or painful anymore. Are you ever gonna tell the Hokage or Kakashi about this? As I told you, Sasuke, it's better to keep some secret to yourself than telling the whole world about them. After all, you can't have everyone know what you fully can do. That includes everyone. Even Mito? Even Mito, said Naruto. But don't worry, it's nothing too drastic. Yeah? And you're still holding back, said Sasuke. Holding back, said Naruto. Yes. Every single time we spar I can tell that you're holding back against me. Why won't you ever go all out? Simple. I don't want to kill you, said Naruto. Do you really think that you're that powerful to kill me by just accidentally going too hard? Who knows, said Naruto as he got to his feet. Did you hear about the upcoming Chunin exams? Yeah, said Sasuke, as he had a grin on his face. That will be the real test, for us to test ourselves against other village genins. There, I will finally prove myself to how strong I am. Why can't you prove yourself here, said Naruto. Because you're a monster, said Sasuke as he looked at Naruto. Sasuke didn't mean it in a harmful way. I don't know how you're this strong, or the things you can do, why you can do them. None of us might ever know, but yeah. It's best off if I test my skills with them. At least they're not as ridiculously strong as you. Well, there might be some other strong ones out there. But who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. I wonder why Kakashi hasn't talked to us about it yet, said Naruto. Maybe he's just waiting. Or he doesn't want to enter us, said Sasuke. Don't be ridiculous, said Naruto. We're one of the best Genin squad right now. If he doesn't enter us, he'll be rather stupid not to. And I would force him, said Naruto. I know you're strong, but do you really think that you can beat Kakashi? Asked Sasuke. Who knows, said Naruto. Sasuke cricked his neck as his Sharingan flared back to life. Two told him in both eyes. Let's do this again, shall we? You want another punishment, said Naruto. As Sasuke went into a fighting stance and motioned for Naruto to come. Time skip. A few days later, Big Brother, said Mito as she was currently walking around the house looking for her brother, as Kakashi Sensei had called all of them, as they were supposed to have a meeting at the small bridge. As she went to his room, she didn't see him in there. As she noticed Haku's room door was open. Haku, have you seen my... Mito paused, as Naruto was lying face down, as he wasn't wearing a shirt with Haku behind him, giving him a massage. Haku, what are you doing? Asked Mito. Oh, I'm giving Naruto-sama a massage, said Haku. Why? Said Mito. He said he's feeling rather tense lately, so I decided to give him one to loosen him up. You know he's taking advantage of your good nature, right? Asked Mito. Oh, Naruto-sama wouldn't do something like that. He's just tense. Yeah, I'm just tense, said Naruto, as he smiled towards Mito. Well, that's enough, we have to get going. Kakashi-sensei wants us to meet him at the bridge to talk to us about something important. And what is that, Naruto asked. I don't know. Well then, why don't you go ahead and tell me what is going on later, said Naruto. No, you have to come. Why, Naruto asked. Because I'm not leaving you here shirtless with Haku. And why not, Naruto asked. Well, Haku is too kind and giving, and I always follow what you said. And, oh, don't tell me you don't trust your big brother, said Naruto. No, not one bit when it comes to this, she said. Oh, and what do you think I'm gonna do, Naruto asked. After all, Haku is merely my servant, said Naruto. Isn't that right, Haku? Yes, Naruto-sama, Haku said. Haku, I told you to stop that. Oh, don't worry, Mito. I don't mind, Haku said. As Mito sighed, despite her trying to break the girl out of this behavior, she now latched onto her brother like a servant. And the bastard was doing it for fun, despite Mito trying to help him out of this state. Well, as long as he doesn't do anything inappropriate. As her face became red. No, he would never. She turned back Naruto to see him giving her one of his smiles, before she moved over and held on to Haku's hand. Come on, Haku. Get dressed. Sasuke's waiting outside for us, she said. As Naruto sighed. Always ruining my fun, he said, as he got to his feet. Haku, you really gotta stop letting him take advantage of you like that. Well, he's not really, Haku said. I was the one that offered. But still, He knew that you're very nice, and you do things. And not to mention you call him Sama. You need to stop doing that. But he said that you want me to see him as his master. I know, and I told you that you're not any tool. Oh, don't worry. I don't see myself as a tool anymore. As Mito looked at her. Yes, despite what you think, your words have really changed me, Mito. I just do this for Naruto-sama because I want to. You want to? Yes, I don't know why, but it, well, feels calming. As Haku turned her face. What's wrong? It might sound weird, but I kind of like when someone is telling me what to do. What? Said Mito. Well, I can't explain it myself, but I just have to say I like it. You're really weird, Haku. Yes, you're probably right, Haku said. Just don't give him any more massage. It's weird, said Mito. Alright, as you wish. No, I'm not ordering your own, I just want you to... As Mito sighed, she gave up. She didn't know what to do anymore. As Naruto came out of the room, leave the girl be, he said. As Mito glared at him. After all, Haku's a good girl, he says, he ruffled her hair. Despite the act being childish, Haku simply smiled. As she didn't know why herself, but it was weird, as she said. Yes, as she took Naruto's hand, and Naruto-sama wouldn't be taking advantage of me. Isn't that right, she said, as Naruto felt her grip tighter in his hand. And where would you get that from, he said, still smiling at her. Well, Mito has just been informing me about a few of your different traits. I don't know what Mito has told you, but whatever she told you it was a lie, said Naruto. Well, I don't know where to confirm you on that front, but I guess I can give you one more chance, because you wouldn't be lying to me. Would you, Naruto-sama, she said. Of course not, said Naruto as he gave her a smile. As she released his hand. Alright, Mito, I'm out. We can go now. As Haku bid them farewell. Despite they're back in front, she really liked it here. She wasn't on the run. She tried her best recently not to think about Zabuza-sama and her past life. This was a new life, a new outlook, which she rather liked. And she was willing to stay here and become a shinobi. Well, as long as she can stay with them, they have become her good friends. Really good friends. Even Sasuke, given that both of their attitudes don't really match most of the time, but they were still friends as well. Meanwhile, at the Hokage's office, as Hiruzen was sitting down in his chair, as someone was sitting on the windowsill. So what do you think? Asked Hiruzen. The man that was sitting there was none other than Jiraiya of the Sannin, the Toad Sage. Well, this is surely impressive for a kid his age. And you said that he's still hiding some more, well, details. Yes. He has not tell anyone what he fully is capable of doing. And I know that he's a lot stronger. He's just that way. Well, I guess I have to be the one to crack him, huh? So you're gonna reveal yourself to them? No, not yet. From the reports you have given, I can see that these kids will definitely pass you through the Chunin exams. Once after that is over, I want you to send them my way. You know where I'll be. And then I could talk to them. You know, he's gonna be difficult, said Hiruzen. Well, from the reports you're giving me, I think I know he's gonna be real difficult. His sister is kind, but she has her moments where she is incredibly serious, and I've seen them so far, when it comes to the villagers and certain things. But Naruto is a whole nother case. Don't think it's gonna be that easy, not to mention he knows. Yeah, said Jiraiya as he lowered his head. I never expected this so soon. So they don't know about me, right? No, I haven't told them anything about you. But given how smart the kid is, it's not gonna take long after seeing you to find out who you are. But he won't know that you're his godfather. But he will know that you're the one that trained his father. You are going to have to find a way to swing that yourself. Don't worry. I got a plan there, said Jiraiya. Just trust me. By the time the Chunin exams is over, I will turn them my way. After all, who wouldn't appreciate training from a Sannin? You would be surprised. Now on to other business, said Hiruzen. Have you found out exactly who it is. Well, my sources have confirmed. It is her. You know this is rather, well, unique, said Jiraiya. Yes. Despite us not being in contact with the hidden cloud for years now, them wanting to send participants to the Chunin exams held here in Konoha is quite surprising. Do you think there's an ulterior motive behind it? I couldn't tell you, said Jiraiya. I haven't found anything suspected of them attacking, but they have been growing their troops over the past years. Intense training. As you know, Kumo is mostly populated of ninjas instead of civilian. Yes, said Sarutobi. Then what do you think, on your personal view? Well, having two Jinjurikis in the village is gonna be rather bad. Any way you swing it. This girl from Kumo, she's rather off-grid. But this other one, Gara his name is, I heard that he's rather psychotic. I don't know if it's a Biju inside of him or what, but he's different. So yeah, things are gonna be difficult, said Jiraiya. Has the kid made any contact with Biju yet? No, not that I'm aware of. Well, don't worry, old man. I'm gonna be staying here until the Chunin exams are over. So if anything, you're gonna have me backing you. Well, it would be much better if all of you were here. Yeah. But some things just don't work out no matter how much you want it. Have you heard any news about her? Asked Hirzan. Yeah, I heard some rumors here and there, but nothing pinpoint. Well, if you ever find anything on her, try to talk to her, okay? There might be a chance of convincing her. There will be a better chance of rising everyone from the dead that has died so far. Yeah, you're probably right, said Hirzan. Meanwhile, as Mito had ran after Sakura and Konohamaru, as Konohamaru had insulted Sakura about her large forehead after they had met up when they were making their way towards Kakashi, and she ran after him, as Mito ran after him to save Konohamaru, seeing that Sakura looked like she wanted to kill the poor boy, as Mogi and Udon was with him as well, as Naruto and Sasuke were calmly making their way, as they finally caught up seeing that they were walking at a rather slow pace, when they came upon a rather strange scene. A boy, dressed in all black, with face paint on, with a girl or blonde hair tied in a 4 ponytail, standing there. As the boy was holding up Konohamaru, Mito stepped forward as she grabbed the boy's hand. Kankuro, it would be best if we just... No, these brats need to learn their places, said the boy who identified as Kankuro. Hey, why don't you release me before you get hurt? You're the one who should stop this before you get hurt, said Mito as she looked at him. She didn't know who this was. For him to just barge in the village like this, and hold on to Konohamaru in this rough manner. Boss, save me, Konohamaru said. Let him go, said Mito. Kankuro smirked as he released Konohamaru before reaching out and grabbed onto Mito's arm with his other one. And what are you gonna do about it, girl? You. People should know when you're in authority, and respect when you see someone older and smarter and wiser than you pass by. Hey, I think you should let her go, said Sasuke as he stepped forward. As Temari turned. Seems like some cute guys are really in Konoha, she thought to herself. And who the hell are you? I am her friend, and I would suggest that you let her go immediately, before you get hurt. And what's a pipsqueak like you gonna do to me? Well, at the moment, nothing. But I'm not the one you should be worried about. He's right, you know, said a voice. Kankuro froze, as he was completely caught off guard. Even Temari felt a shiver under her spine. None of them felt him appear behind them. Was this person that fast? As Temari turned her head slightly, as she saw him, he was also handsome as well. Yes, there was a lot of handsome guys in Konoha. And who the hell are you, said Kankuro. Damn it, how did he sneak up on me like that, Kankuro thought to himself. Her brother, said Naruto. But you know what? I guess Mito, you're right. As Mito smiled, finally. You finally understand that I'm strong too, right? I'm giving you your props, said Naruto. Kankuro was confused. But that was when he felt Mito grip tighten on his hand as she sent chakra into her palm, squeezing it. As his eyes went wide, he was about to retaliate before Naruto turned his head to the side. "Hey, why are you watching us?" he asked. As all of them turned, as a boy was standing on a tree branch, Sasuke was already focused on the boy as he had seen him already. Training with Naruto and also getting extra training from Kakashi was proving to be quite beneficial. "So you noticed me?" the boy said, his tone sounding rather deep and dark as he sunned Shin. As immediately, Kankuro freehand released Mito as she released him as well. "Sorry for my siblings. I apologize for them," the boy said as he looked at Naruto strangely. "We will be taking our leave now," he says. He started to walk off before he stopped. "Before I go, what's your..." He dropped towards his knees as he held on to his head. "Gaara, are you okay?" asked Temari. The boy now known as Gaara looked up, hearing mother in his head. "Kill him, kill him, kill him!" Gaara couldn't stop it as his hand lashed out on instinct, his body motioning, his entire mind motioning for to kill this boy. And he couldn't stop it as his sand rushed towards Naruto. The sand was fast. It caught Naruto quite off guard because he never expected this boy to attack him right in his home. As it smashed into him, breaking him through the wall. The sand started shot towards Naruto once again as Mito lashed out her chains. As he burst right through the sand, forcing Gaara to jump back. As Sasuke landed beside Mito. As that happened so quickly, "Gaara, what are you doing?" said Temari. As she was confused, she knew that Gaara usually do things that were unexpected, but to attack someone like this, out in the open in their village, as he held on to his head as he was in pain. Meanwhile, Naruto was lying on the ground, unmoving. His eyes were open. As he looked at the sky, he was pissed. It's been a long time since someone was so daring. The last time he had to put someone in their place was, well, a couple of boys were proving themselves. But this Genin, he was from the sand, and Naruto could see that clear as day, just came in the village and attacked him. Did he expect to get away with like that? As a small smile came to Naruto's face. Well, he was the first one that threw the first punch. And these damn kids. Naruto didn't know where that came from. He always think of himself as someone quite older, need to know their place. Back at the Hokage's tower, Hiruzen, the envoys, Jiraiya felt it. It was slow at first, but then it spread through the village. It was like a wildfire, like a tap that was turned on and flowing. What the hell? As Hiruzen looked through his window, as Jiraiya quickly stepped outside, as he looked towards the village where he felt that source. They were unexperienced towards the silver chakra, given the control that Naruto has gotten over it in the past 3 months, and how potent it was. The feeling to them was abnormal and strange. As Naruto got to his feet, Mito quickly snapped her head to the side, knowing that this was bad. Gaara sent his hand out against another volley of sand, came towards Naruto. But this time the sand didn't get 5 foot near him, as Naruto's staff appeared right in the center between them, and all of the sand was blown away. As Naruto grabbed it and leaped right over Mito and Sasuke's head. As Temari reached towards her fan, as Naruto's eyes turned towards her, his Byakugan activating. A pulse exploded from his eyes that smashed into her, blowing her away. Kankuro reached towards his back. Mito seeing this, she quickly sent her chains out as they wrapped around Kankuro's arms, stopping him from intervening. "Brother, stop!" Mito shouted, as she didn't want it to get any worse. She didn't even know who these shinobis were. It was then that Naruto landed in front of Gaara and pulled his hand back. His staff held back to the maximum as he swung it forward. Mito's chains lashed onto his hand. Naruto saw a voice. As Naruto's hand stopped, Mito was struggling to hold him with the chains. But there was another hand that grasped his, rather tight. It was none other than Kakashi. As Gaara's entire face was cracked. The staff did not even touch him, and his face was cracked. Well, it was a shell that he was used to protect his body, but it was already cracked and broken. As Temari got to her feet and stand beside her brother, Gaara took several deep breaths. Before he stand up fully, his face returning back to normal. As he now looked at Naruto with strange fright in his eyes. Temari was confused by the sight. This is the first time she saw her brother looking at someone like this, like he was scared. Kakashi, bad timing as ever, said Naruto. Now would you please release my hand? Are you gonna calm down, asked Kakashi. Oh, I'm calm, said Naruto. Look, as he released his staff, that simply levitate right there. Kakashi still had no idea how he did that. You know, I was waiting for my cute little Jennings, and then I happened to sense something was going on. Can you tell me what happened? Oh, just a misunderstanding. Considering that we're about to enter Chunin exams, we wouldn't want to let things go too far. After all, this guy seems pretty strong. I would like to fight him, said Naruto. So you can call this a misdemeanor. After all, no one got hurt, right? As Mito released her chains, they recall back to her. You good guy, Naruto asked as he looked forward. As Gaara looked at him, Kakashi, you can release my hand now. Kakashi released Naruto as he stepped forward. Sorry about that. Well, you should be the one apologizing, seeing that you were the one that hit me. But I'll let it go. After all, we'll have tons of time to sort this out in the exam. Supposing that they will have a fighting part. Which, they will. I never got to introduce myself. The name is Naruto Uzumaki. What's yours? Gaara. Gaara of the desert, said Gaara. Nice to meet you, Gaara, said Naruto. As his hand raised up, Temari and Kankuro winked as he knew what was about to happen. But Naruto placed a hand on Gaara's shoulder. His automatic defense did not attack. The reason being, Gaara was paralyzed. He felt his chakra not circulating. Not even his defense was coming up to protect him. Gaara looked towards his shoulder. His sand armor had broken away on his shoulder completely. As Naruto removed his hand, the moment Naruto did, his sand armor refixed itself. Kankuro, Temari, let's go, said Gaara. As they started to back away, Gaara turned and walked away with his two siblings. That was so cool! You had that guy scared! Hey, boss brother! Naruto turned his head. What? You're the boss brother, right? Who the hell are you? I am Konohamaru, and I am going to— Sorry, I don't have time for idiotic kids, said Naruto as he walked off. As Konohamaru's sweat dropped, Kakashi had regrouped them as he gave them the forms to sign so they can be a part of the Chunin exams. At the moment now though, Naruto found himself in the Hokage's office. Sarutobi wanted to talk to him. So what now, Naruto asks. Is this about Haku? Sarutobi sighed. As Naruto looked at him. No. I heard about your little scuffle earlier today. Did Kakashi told you, Naruto asked. Well, my sources must remain unnamed. So you're doing that now, said Naruto. What are you talking about, said Sarutobi. Touché, said Naruto. So what is this about? That guy earlier. Yes. That guy you speak of is the Kazekage's son. Whoa. And Naruto asks. Well, I will refrain to ask you to not do anything if you're not in the exam participating. Especially not in an open era where there should be no fighting at all. You know he was the one that first attacked me, right? By the way, aren't I the Hokage's son? Isn't that a bigger deal? Sarutobi looked at him. Come on, Konoha is a lot better than San. No one can argue that. So I think that Hokage title is a lot bigger than Kazekage. Naruto, please, don't pick up this mentality, said Sarutobi. What mentality? I'm just stating a fact. Sarutobi sighed. In any case, please don't interact with that boy. Unless you happen to fight him at Chunin exams or something. And I also want you to try your best to not take things too far. Despite his situation. What situation, Naruto asks. I know you must have sensed it already. I don't know how, but your sense your abilities. Or that is some of the elites. Well, I did. But I was just wondering if you will tell me straight out. Well, yes. He's a Jinjulti of the Ichibai. Yes, and he's rather unstable, said Naruto. Yes, I know that something is wrong with him. So that's rather strange, isn't it? What do you mean? The San sending your unstable Jinjulki. Has something like this ever happened before? Well, no. That could be seen as a sign of war, you know? Sarutobi looked at Naruto. Naruto, please don't start to make speculations. Oh, I'm just saying, let's look at it. Them sending an unstable Jinjulki to come at June exams? What if he goes crazy inside the exams and end up releasing that thing? You know how much people can die? While I know that is a issue, I have spoken to the Kazekage by letter. Gaara will not do anything past the minimum effort. Well, that doesn't bother me, said Naruto. You should be cautious. Despite my warnings, this boy will still be inside Chunin exams. I know he will be after you given what just happened. After me? He should be worried about me being after him. Always taking things lightly, I see. But I guess that's a part of your charm. I guess this, said Naruto. Time skip. Once again, Jiraiya was sitting on a windowsill. So was it him? Yeah. It's that same strange power that he used to help Kakashi. Yeah, about that. You still haven't explained how exactly they do it. Well, he doesn't know himself. Jiraiya sighed. This kid just keep on being a mystery more and more. With his sister, I get where her case is coming from. Her mother was able to perform chakra chains. But having the Byakugan, Minato did not have it. Kushina didn't have it. And as far as I can tell, Minato parents that died did not have it. And Kushina family was the Uzumaki's. The Byakugan never run in that line. So why? Why this boy? As far as I can tell you, I have no idea. And you haven't checked his mind with any Yamanaka? Well, given recent developments, I haven't, seen anything that show danger so far. But now as the time comes and he's showing different aspects, like the Byakugan. And I want to have his mind checked for anything suspicious. He told me no. What do you mean no? Said Jiraiya. You're the Hokage. Well, he has a certain backing. What's that? He's a lass, male, Namikaze, and also Uzumaki as well. And a clan is going to be formed in the future, with him taking the seat seeing that he's older than his sister. He told me that his head is comprised of clan jutsus, and that he doesn't wish for anyone to know them. But he doesn't know any, said Jiraiya. Yeah. But the bastard still have a point, and he's doing this just to piss me off, said Sarutobi. Sounds like you're having more problem with him already. Every day they just keep on piling up. You remember that organization that was in Konoha some time ago? The Yakuza. Yeah, that family. They always tried that they were above the Hokage. Did you finally get rid of them? Well, I didn't have to. What do you mean? Well, Naruto got into a scuffle with one of their members, and they turned their full attention towards him. They had burned half of the orphanage, trying to burn him alive inside. Has things really gone that bad? Well, that isn't even the worst part. The entire red light district, the following week, got burned. Yes, everything was burned flat down to the ground. Even the main house of the Yakuza family. And a few members died in that attack. Even though there were scums of Konoha, there were still people. Did the kid do it? That's the thing. No evidence. No sign of him being there. Do I have to find out if he was the one behind it? And given that they had targeted him, and they were trying to push underhand dealings, and always trying, as you say, to try to be above me, I end up letting it go while I place him in Ibiki's care, to let Ibiki question him. I had a Hyuga there behind the glass wall to test his facial experience to see if he was lying, and the Hyuga could not pick up anything at all. He's that good, huh? Said Jiraiya. More than that, said Sarutobi. I just don't know about him. He's always a case to be watched. But I just hope it doesn't turn out for anything bad. You're talking like this is gonna be something like the Uchiha clan related. Well, I've had few speculations in my life, Jiraiya, and they always come out to be quite bad for me. And I've been having one recently about Naruto. And I just pray that this is, well, all in my mind. As Sarutobi looked at him, the old man was talking that Naruto was a bomb, ready to go off at any moment. Could things really be that dangerous for the kid? As he really want to know. Time skip. Another group was making their way towards Konoha. As a boy, Sai, for what seemed like the 17th time, a girl beside him, her eyes, was twitching with annoyance. Would you please stop doing that, she said. What's the big deal, he said. It's just... As he yawned, I'm tired. Why the hell are you tired? We haven't even been running for that long. If anything, I should be the one that is tired. Huh? Why? I mean, I can understand why Samui would be tired, given that her chest is rather huge for someone her age. But you're as fat as a board. The girl raised her fist and smacked him across the head as he rubbed his head. What the hell, Karu, he said. That's for speaking. Your annoying voice is getting to me, she said. Are you sure it wasn't about my comment about your breasts? As she smacked him again. Would you guys please cut that out? Said a voice as the both of them turned. Oh, sorry about that, Yuchito, said Karu. As Amoy sighed. This is just a big waste of time. Especially with you being here, isn't this beneath you? You know what's the plan already. Why don't you just be quiet? Plan? What are you talking about, he said. Karu eye twitched. Don't tell me you forgot the plan. About what? Yuchito is here because we're going to be showing our skills to the other ninja villages. That is why she's being here in this Genin exam, despite her being far above that level. Their team leader there, Samui, a girl that looked to be 6 years older than them, as Karu and Amor were 12 years old. Yujito was 14. She shouldn't be this rank of a Genin, and all of them knew that, but the Raikage was sending her, as he did not promote her, knowing that the upcoming Chunin exam are coming with Konoha, to show them, to get more funding for the cloud. Show the other daimyos and everyone that's going to be there that Yujito is not the only strong one. Their sensei, Samui, was a special case, flying through the ranks rather quickly, as she was one of the strong kunoichi within the hidden cloud. Despite Yujito being, well, none of them knew if she was stronger. Well, especially when she uses PLB's power, she should be above Samui. But at this level they didn't know. Both of them were excellent in Kinjutsu. Both of them had lightning and fire range attacks, with Samui being able to perform water as well. Amoy nodded as he looked back at them. Oh yeah, I remember now. As Karu slapped him over the head again. That's for being such a moron, she said as he rubbed his head. As the group made their way towards Konoha. Meanwhile, it was currently night time, in a hotel. What's wrong with you, already? Said Baki as they had already scanned the room for any listening surveillance, but they found none. We told you to keep a low profile and not start anything. Gar said nothing as he was leaned up against the wall. He's different, Gar muttered to himself. What was that? But Gar wasn't talking to him, he was talking to himself. He kept on hearing the Shikaku, his mother, which he called it, repeating kill that boy over and over in his head. As he didn't know why mother was so out for this one. She was always out for people, but this one was a special case. Meanwhile, inside the seal, Shikaku was currently in a sandy desert. Yes, Shikaku has only felt that power, well, once in a lifetime before, and that was from his father, the one who created him. But his father also gave all of them a warning when they were younger about a being that they should never, and if they have the opportunity to prevent him from rising once again, they should stop him. If they ever hear about him getting loose, they could sense his power just as he could sense them if he unleashed it. Shikaku didn't understand because he didn't feel the power that his father was talking about, as he could feel it. Yes, all of them could. They were warned about Naruto Osusuke if, in any situation, he ever broke free. Their father had been very vague about how to stop him, but he told them that they need to, and do not let him capture them. He could sap away all the power that he used to create them, turned them into nothingness. Given that it was a Jubi power with his creation that he used, and Naruto Rinnegan was above his, Naruto could snap it away. But at the time, Hagoromo believed that his seal was unstoppable, and couldn't be stopped and couldn't be break. But as the years went by, he started to think about his actions, as the world seemed rather unsteady despite the seal still being in place. So he warned them about the future if Naruto Otsutsuki was ever to return, but he was rather vague about how to actually stop Naruto Otsutsuki. But he felt it. Shikaku felt that power today. It was a lot weaker than what his father described, but his father had showed him a glimpse when he had used the power of the Jubi, the power that he had remained after splitting them, as they felt the dense power that day, the power that was split in each and every one of them, and he told them that it was greater than this. Shikaku felt it the moment that boy come near, and he needs to die. He didn't know how he was here, but he wasn't at his full part at the moment, and Shikaku knew that if anyone is going to kill him, it was going to be him. After all, he was always father's favorite, he thought to himself, and he was going to make father proud, despite the old man being dead for some time now. Time skip. Mito was in the forest as she was sitting down. Her eyes were closed, as she was in a secluded training era as it was currently nighttime. Her brother and Sasuke were currently training. Currently there as well was Haku, as she had asked Haku to watch out for her. Haku was the only one that knew about her secret training. She hasn't even told her brother yet. She was gonna surprise him. Inside of her mindscape, Mito was there, sitting down, her legs folded, as red chakra was swirling around her body. As a single tail was behind her, flapping around. She took a deep, calming breath and released it. More chakra came from underneath the bars, as another tail started to sprout. As Mito felt it, stop, she said. As she took another breath. I don't think I can go farther than this, as she stood to her feet. Her eyes were red with slits in them. Her claws were extended, her fangs were extended as well. Two tails dancing behind her. I'm surprised that you were even able to hold on for this long, said the Kyuubi, as he was there looking at her. It's all thanks to you. 3 months of this has really come far, she said. You know, I never expected you to be one of my friends when I first heard about you. Friend, said the Kyuubi. Yeah, of course you are, you're one of my friends. You're helping me, so what would I call you? You're my friend, she said. She smiled. So, do you consider me as a friend as well? Well, considering they have nothing else to do and nowhere else to go, I guess you could be my friend, said the Kyuubi. That's awesome. So we're friends from now on, okay? As he simply looked at her. This was a rather strange human. Alright. Let's continue to focus, shall we? He said. Time skip. It's finally done, said Mito as she got to her feet, as she looked at Haku. Nothing? She asked. No, clear, Haku said. Thank you for watching, okay? Oh, it's my pleasure, Haku said. So, did it go well? Yes. I'm up to 2 tails now. Aren't you gonna tell them anytime soon about this? I want it to be a surprise. After all, gonna take place in June exams. I'm gonna use the power and shock him. I'm gonna shock everyone how well I can control it. Well, I believe in you, Haku said. As Mito smiled. Thanks for that, she said. As she then stepped forward. Haku had to rush forward and caught her in her arms. You okay? I guess I strained my body more than I thought. But I should be fine. She tried to get to her feet. But she couldn't as Haku had to support her. Thanks, Haku. Oh, it's no problem. Now let's get you home before any of them find out. And with that, the both of them made their way, as Mito had a rather confused look on her face, as she shook off the thought that she was thinking of. And she felt strange. Something has been nagging her lately, as they made their way. Meanwhile, that was going on. In the forest, a man, wearing an envoy mask, was currently bowing in front of another. So, has everything been going well? One of them asked as he was standing. Yes, my lord. Everything has been going towards plan. And I've been keeping an eye out. And I have found out a lot, the one on the ground said. The man that was standing chuckled. Well, I can't wait to hear, he said. But guys, be any subscribe right here. For the next part, if you're to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on the notifications they posted. But I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Peace.